Autecia went from doubting if anyone would even understand or care about her skincare business to confidently presenting her ideas and knowing that people actually connect with her message. She joined Agency Hub just to learn how to use a camera. But what happened next completely transformed her business. In the next few minutes, you will hear directly from Autecia this transformation and why she says Agency Hub gave her something she never expected to find. If you're someone struggling to communicate your business values, this video is for you. So let's dive in. Awesome to have you here, Autecia. Yeah, I mean, just quickly, can you introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, so my name is Autecia. I'm a master cosmetologist, but I specialize in skincare. My business is Essence of a Gem, so we are all about just self love and loving the skin that you're in. And I just feel like when you really truly love yourself, it just overpours and overflows into the world around you. So I hand make all of my products. They're all natural, and I'm just all about just everyone loving themselves and allowing that to overpour into the world. In essence, that's just like my who I am, but also like it overpours into the business as well.
I love that. Where were you in your business like before joining Agency Hub?
I didn't have any product photos. I had products, but I didn't have any like professional photos. I had just bought my first my first camera, and I didn't know what to do with it. I know I needed better content and better like quality of things, but I didn't know how to use it. And that's actually what led me into Agency Hub, because I was like, how do I use this camera, but also how do I like step up my content as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's super important nowadays to actually show up on camera,
Yeah.
especially like if you're a business owner and want to grow.
Yes.
What specific challenges were you like facing before
Um,
joining?
I think two. I'm not gonna. I think one thing that I didn't expect to get from the agency hub was the calls, and where we all come together and we all just like build on our ideas. And that was actually one of the things where I was stuck in my business. I was like, is anybody gonna get what I'm trying to do? Like, are they gonna understand like the message behind the brand? Like, how do I put it in and filter it in to my content and just like my branding, my everything, like my marketing and everything. And so like Agency Hub, like that was like one of the biggest gems about joining the hub. It was like I didn't expect to be able to like put my idea in front of strangers and they'd be like, I get it, and like rock with it. So I love that part. So that was where I was struggling, but now after, being in the hub, I now have that confidence that like, okay, people are gonna understand what I'm saying. Like I just have to keep
Yeah.
going and do the work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing to have the course, but then the support on the live calls and just connecting as a community get together and like working on everyone's struggles is just amazing and it's so fun also.
Yes, yeah, for
What
sure.
made you decide to join Agency Hub then, like in the first place?
Well, I was scrolling on Instagram and I came across your page and I was like, I think I was already following you just because like I liked what the content that you were putting out. And so
Yeah,
like one day, this particular day I was scrolling and I saw, and I was actually looking for like something like a course or somebody that could teach me how to use this camera and like kind of expedite that time. And so like when I came back across your page, I was already following you. So that was like the trust was there a little. And so
yeah,
I was just started going through your videos and I was like, I like his quality. I like the angles. And then like you were like, I'm teaching all of this in this particular place. So I'm like, I was like, I thought about it for a couple days. I chewed on it and I was like, do I want to join? Like, is it because it's always that like that initial like, am I gonna get what I'm paying for? And like, am I gonna get
yeah.
what I need? So After like maybe a few days, I just kept going back to your page, and then it was just like, all right, let me just get in the course. And so I just took the, initiative and just went ahead and hopped in, and I got in the course, and it was like everything that I needed, like everything and more. So it was
Yeah.
dope.
Would you say you had any like hesitations before joining other than like are you gonna get your money worth?
Um, No, that was like really the only thing. It was just like, am I gonna like, I'm gonna pay this money? Yeah, and it's not bad because it was only like what, like 30, $47. So it wasn't like I was risking a lot. But
Yeah.
I was also like, am I going to get what I need? And then so when I was like, well, it's just $47. Like if I don't get it, like at the end of the day, I can just cancel. But yeah, it was everything that I needed though. So yeah, it just worked out.
Awesome. What part of like agency hub did you engage with the most, and what did you find like the most value in?
um, for me, because I came for a particular thing was so I found the most value in the courses because I like the self pace. I like that like I can just go in there when I'm like, okay, it's time to lock in. I can just go in there and I can just do what I need to do at my own pace. I can, learn what I need to learn. I could go back and reference like, oh, okay, I have my notes. So like the whole course, I have it in my notes. But like sometimes this is like good to be able to go back and like let me watch this video again. So I really enjoyed that aspect, but I will also say that I really enjoyed the aspect of just like the community and like everybody encouraging you to do the work. And I think that's the biggest thing. And also too like the calls every Thursday. Even though I haven't been on, in a few weeks, I've been really moving, but like when I am able to get on, like I really do appreciate just being able to be in the space and not just build on my own ideas, but also hear other people building up their ideas and things like that as well. Because it's just like you might not be, we might not be focusing on that person's business. You not be we might not be focusing on my business that day, but then we're focusing on someone else's business. But like as I'm listening to you guys help them and I'm able to put in a little insight for them as well, it's like it's helping me too. So it's just like that reciprocity. I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, and it's so awesome to see like even though that you can't make it to the call, you're back there working through the courses, taking notes,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's just awesome. I love it. What would you say like surprised you the most about Agency Hub?
Again, I think it was the cause. Like it was the hub because it was just like I really thought because like when I was following you, I just thought it was just gonna be a course, and I thought like it'd be like a little community. We're doing this course together, but like when I got in there, it was actually a community. Like they're like, "Where you at? You're not showing up to the calls. Like, can you coming today?" Like it's like it's almost kind
Yeah,
of like family. Like you're checking in on people, like people are actually talking in there, like people are actually like helping each other. And I think that was the biggest surprise to me because I just thought it was just going to be a course. I'm going to learn how to, do my camera and I'll be out. But it ended up
yeah,
being like, okay, I might stick around for a little while. So
that's awesome
yeah.
to hear. I love that. What kind of like results would you say you have got since you joined like Agency Hub?
I will definitely say confidence. So like I'm much more confident about speaking about my business. I think before I was more like, like, do I have a business? Like, do I really have it? But now I'm like more like, oh, this is what I do, and I'm more confident in it. But I also will say like just the skill of like learning the camera and learning how to like even different angles because it's just like when you're using that camera, you really get to tell a story, and it's just like
Yeah.
from the angles, from the to the lighting to the everything, like it's all goes into how you're going to tell your story. And like when it comes to having a business, like people buy stories. And so it's like when you have that power to create your own story with your own camera, it's just like it just hits different. So I really, really love that aspect of it.
Yeah, and like I just love documenting my life because being able to
Yeah.
capture everything on camera and just show it to my kids in the future, that's just like amazing. So Yeah, documenting your journey is a huge part of my life also. So yeah, what would you say like is
Yeah.
like if you hadn't joined Agency Hub, where do you think you would be in your business?
I think I would still be like hesitant about like putting myself out there. I think I would also still be feeling like nobody's gonna get it. Like
Yeah,
there's no, like I have this big idea, but nobody's gonna get it. And it's like you really don't know if people are gonna get it until you speak it. And so it's like I appreciate Agency Hub because it's a safe space where you can like speak out your ideas and like get real firsthand knowledge of like if people are going to be receptive of it, or they might be like, hey, like let's tweak that a little bit, or or hey, like that's a great idea, run for it, like. So I really do, that's like the biggest thing for me. I think that was the biggest thing. Like I don't think I would have had the confidence to actually speak about my business without having that safe space to do it first, like to get that practice in first.
yeah, that's
So,
awesome to hear. I love that. Uh, how would you describe the support and value of the community?
how would I describe it? I would describe it like a family. Like I would describe it like
Yeah,
having brothers, cuz like that's kind of how it is. It's like I missed the call. Like the first, I remember when I first got in. I think it was Lee Michael. He reached out first, and he was like, "Hey, we got this call on Thursday. You coming?" And I was like, I missed that first call, and then I was like, okay, let me get to this call because it must be that serious.
yeah,
So then I got to the call, and then I was showing up, and then like I missed another call. He was like, "Hey, where you at? You good? Everything's okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. Like I just missed the call." So it's like I appreciate people actually caring about your presence being there. Like because sometimes you might join a community, but it's so many people. Like there's you kind of like a number. But I
yeah.
appreciate Agency Hub like the check-ins and like, hey, you good? Okay, you wasn't on the call. Hope to see you next week. Like, like so I just appreciate that. Like that you guys like actually really care. I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I've seen a lot like with other courses that I've been to and I've taken like there's no support and you take a few modules, you watch them, but then you like forget about it and you don't end up taking any action. So that's what
Hmm.
we're trying to do in like Agency Hub to build this community around and actually support people to reach their goals.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I also like that. Like, even if I did have, I haven't really had many questions, but like, even when I do have questions, I know for a fact. Like, I can just be like, "Hey, Robin, like this thing, da 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 da."
yeah,
It's like just having it, knowing that it's there, is like enough for me. So I appreciate it, honestly.
yeah, no worries. I That's what we love to do. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone that's on the fence about joining Agency Hub?
I would say jump. Jump off the fence. Just go ahead and join. Like, you really don't know what's on the other side of fear until you just face it and just do it. And I think that's just kind of where, not just with Agency Hub, but with life. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. And it's just like once you jump, it's like once you get to the other side, or it's like you realize that the only thing that was holding you back was you the whole time. So it's just like,
Yeah,
just do it. Like, if you really want to take your content seriously, if you really want to take your business seriously, if you really want to take yourself seriously, just do it. I love like at the end of every course, you're like, let's get back to work. Like, I'll be like, yes, okay, like, let's get
let's
back to
get back
work,
to work.
So yeah, like yeah, just do it. Just get to work. Like we have one job here, and that's just to do
Yeah,
the work.
yeah. Would you say you would recommend Agency Hub uh, to other people?
Most definitely. I definitely would. Yeah, anybody that, again, like anybody that wants to step up their content, because there were so many things I didn't know, like even just with how, like, when you get in that course and you see like how you can tell a story, it just hits different because it's just like we overthink. Like, oh, I gotta have all these characters and all this like settings and all these things, and it's just like no, you could tell a story just with angles and lighting alone, and just like
Yeah.
you yourself in your room, like you can tell a whole, have a whole cinematic experience, so it's just like I think I would most definitely recommend Agency Hub to anybody that's trying to step up their content, trying to really take their business seriously, and also just be in a safe space where like maybe you don't necessarily have a business idea or it's still in the works, but like this is a safe space where like you can do that work, and like there's no pressure like, oh, you gotta have like this $10,000 business or $100,000 business or $1 million business. Like, no, like start where you are. And I feel like this is a safe space where you could just start where you are.
Yeah, I love that. I've tried my best to like take everything that I learned in film school to just put it into this one course. It's super hard and we're working on like improving it all the time, but I love that you actually find it valuable. So
Yeah, for sure.
awesome.
I do.
Well, thank
Definitely.
you so much for your time, Atish. It was awesome having you here and asking you all of these questions and getting feedback on Agency Hub. And
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.